Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. Let's talk about Survivor 48, Episode 3. This was a doozy.
Historic Tribal.
Yeah.
But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
And support us on Patreon at patreon.com/nerdtainment, please. I just finished the episode, I'll be honest, about my viewing schedule.
Yeah. But
what the hell did I just watch?
It's fresh in your mind.
Oh my, what is going on Fiji this season?
A lot.
If this is where we're starting, I don't know how this is going to end.
I'm excited for it.
A disaster.
It's a disaster
on
in
one
the
tribe.
best possible way.
It is so entertaining. I don't even want to say anything about tribal right now. I just want to wait and process it with you after we make it through the rest of the episode.
We got to get there. But I will say, like, one tribe is clearly going through it.
Yeah.
But the other two are hilarious.
Yes.
They're so entertaining.
I know. And I feel like they kind of gave us like a bunch of strategy conversations this episode from those other tribes, because there was really no strategy happening on Vula because they're just a mess and they probably assumed Mary was going. They just gave us these other things happening on these other tribes.
We're going to eventually get to these people. Just so you know, they are playing.
Yeah.
Just hang tight. We'll get to it. I feel like is what they were telling us.
So,
but yeah, let's get to the top here.
Yeah, we're coming back from Kevin's blindside, and Mary is like, WTF, I did not have Kevin on my bingo card to go home. Like, I don't know what I'm still doing here.
No, yeah, she was like, wow, relieved. Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't help me in any way, but I'm here.
I am quickly becoming obsessed with Mary and her attitude about the whole game and how she's treating it, because she's basically like, at this point, she's like, whatever.
Yeah.
This is not at all what I thought this would be. And I'm just going to do what I want and not really care and see what happens. Cedric tries to pull her aside for a one-on-one, and she's basically like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
She's like, I'm fine. It's a game. Like,
he's like, yeah, I just gotta check on you.
And she's like, do you think I'm investing anything emotionally in this right now?
She's like, cool, but like, I know where I stand.
I was emotionally prepared to just go home. And for whatever reason, you all voted Kevin out. So I'm good. I'm still here. Do I trust you? No. Will I ever? No.
No.
Let's just move on from that.
I mean, I agree. Like, it takes a certain type of person to be able to be like, this is shit.
Yeah. And she's not taking it personally.
Yeah. And
she's like,
whatever. Okay. This is my experience. Y'all are horrible. Don't like any of you.
And you know what I loved is she's like, but you know what? At least I don't have any fake friends here anymore, because Kevin, I think, was double crossing me.
I mean, I think he wasn't, but who knows?
She'll never know until she gets to Ponderosa and can unpack it with him.
Yeah.
But I think she just is kind of looking at it like, Kevin was the one person I had, but I also know he was in with all these people. So I was always questioning what he said. There's no more questioning, because you fools cannot be trusted at all.
Accurate.
So it's actually a little bit of like mental burden lifted for me. This is actually better.
Yeah.
I just love her so much. And then Say, of course, is like, I cannot believe that I had to play my idol. And I lost trust with some of these men.
Now, back me up here, Say. Say's like, I got to rebuild this trust. I don't believe anything they say. I thought we had something here.
Yeah.
And clearly we don't. I was like, wait a minute. Didn't they warn you?
They did.
And they voted out the guy that was trying to come for you?
But I think what she wanted to happen was for them to come and say, actually, never mind. Don't play your idol. We're going to flip it on Kevin. So save your idol. But they didn't do that.
That's true. They were flushing her idol.
Yeah.
That is fair. But I was like, that's the most trust for people to be like, hey,
100%.
He wants you out. We're going to take him out. Well, I guess they missed that part.
Yeah.
You're like, you just play your idol.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So half the truth there.
Yeah. Then, so that's what's happened on Vula. By the way, what are the colors? Vula green?
Vula is green.
Vula green, Siva
orange.
Siva orange, and Logy purple.
Purple.
Okay.
Correct.
Siva orange.
Okay.
We go over there. And I'm seeing David in a whole new light.
Are you now?
And I'm now obsessed with him. I'm like, why are you leading with the stunt man? Whatever. I know it's uncomfortable to like lead with your deepest, darkest secrets, but this humanized him in a way for me where I was like, it felt like, did you watch The Comeback with Lisa Kudrow?
I didn't actually.
Valerie Cherish, that character.
Uh-huh.
She's such a like, pick me. And everyone like thinks she's really annoying. And she's like always trying to like be a part of something. People are like, go away. And then towards the end of season 1, she tells a story about how she was like on the field hockey team, but she had a back brace and they wouldn't let her play on the team. But she was like the water girl and the towel girl, and she was a part of the team. And then she chokes up and she's like, but they wouldn't let me be in the picture. And you realize that who she is stems from this like early rejection, right? And it's just like, totally reveals a layer of this character.
Let's just talk about
Okay, let's talk about Hacks.
Do you watch Hacks?
I've only seen season 1.
Right. I think we discussed it. No, we were talking about a different show. We talk about a lot of TV together. There's a similar character, the assistant, the agent, the manager's assistant.
Meg Stalter, the actress?
Yes.
Okay,
and she plays this like fairly obnoxious person. And then like the most like recent season, they introduced that she was like not loved and bullied as a kid. And this one like friend is like, she used to come on all her family trips to take the photos. And she plays it so genuine that you like, your heart breaks for her. You can't imagine. Anyway, David.
My heart broke for him a little bit because, like I said, it's hard to lead with stuff that you're ashamed of about yourself. But when he shared like that he's living in this trailer park in front of his dad's house.
It's not a park.
It's a trailer.
It's a trailer.
But he said trailer park, right?
He parked it. He said trailer parked in front of my dad's house.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So he's living in this trailer. He's not proud of it. That just like revealed a whole different side to this man where I'm like the bravado and the like, look how hot a fit I am and I'm in Hollywood is kind of a cover for that. But I love this side of him so much more. And his like deep desire for a family, and he's afraid that his girlfriend's going to leave him. And that's literally why he's here to win $1 million, to keep his girlfriend and start a family.
I did not see this coming.
I didn't
either.
This
was like so humanizing.
Yes.
To the guy that we're like, oh, what a joke.
Yeah.
Person.
4 nipples.
So
okay.
Full of himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this came out of nowhere right here.
He calls himself pathetic. And I'm like, that just, I've totally flipped on him. I think I'm like kind of rooting for him now, even though I think he's still pretty clueless about the game because he's like clearly a recruit and doesn't know Jeff Probst's last name.
He doesn't know the show. He is, I'm sorry, and this is just my personal bias, but I'm not going to root for you to win the money to have a family.
Fair. It's going to be about, for me, about how you played the game.
Yeah.
So you need to back it up with strategy and like,
yeah, I need a little bit more, but it was absolutely lovely to see that obviously he's not, one dimension. There's more to him.
Yeah.
I also love that Camilla like opens this by teaching us what a Chad is.
Oh, I love that. Because he's like, oh, I've lost weight. I've never had abs like this before. And it's like, just stop talking about your abs. We can see them. And Camilla's like, you know who you are.
You know what a Chad is?
It's actually not David.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Logy Purple.
Joe's on a mission to boost morale. So he's building a bonfire.
Daddy.
Couldn't be me.
Daddy Joe.
Wasting all those calories to build a bonfire for my tribe. Sorry. I'm going to be on the shelter being the comedic relief.
I'm sorry. I mean, Joe was comedic relief and making a bonfire.
Him and Thomas together?
I'm sorry.
I'm like, excuse me, comedy duo.
The wine bit. Just kidding.
He's like, oh, it's a nutty white. Ooh, but is it coconutty?
It's like empty inside. It's like stranded on an island red. I mean, that was so gold.
Yes.
Love that. But honestly,
so cute. They're dynamic.
Flex to build a bonfire on Survivor.
100%.
Have we seen this before?
Not that I recall.
I do not recall.
No.
The largest fire while other people don't have fire at all.
Right. And I couldn't help but notice nobody was like jumping up to participate. He's building a huge bonfire. Yeah. Everybody sees it and everyone's just letting it happen. You know, nobody's like,
it's his gift.
Let me gather some. Yeah, I think he does sort of say like, I'm going to do this for everybody.
Family night.
He's clearly a provider. I love his whole persona so far. I
Yes.
find Joe so lovable. I love the dynamic with Thomas and how they can sort of joke back and forth. Then Shaheen is kind of like laying out the state of the tribe and all of the various alliance options. And he's with Thomas and Joe, right? Because they're the California girls. And then they've got a little foursome with Bianca. And then they've got a little foursome with Eva. And really, it's just stars on the outs. And she doesn't have anybody.
Yes. But Shaheen says Joe is his number one.
Which means Eva's got to go.
That's interesting to hear because I don't know what Joe thinks, but from what we've seen, Joe says Eva is his number one.
I have no doubt that Eva is Joe's number one. None.
And so when Shaheen's like, Joe's my number one, then I have the California girls, and then Thomas has Bianca, Joe has Eva.
Yeah.
I'm like, did you hear what you just said?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's definitely some concern about Joe and Eva.
There is. But like, Star, meanwhile, is on the outs. Like, he's basically like, she's just trying to solve this codebreaker puzzle. Then did you see they lit the bonfire without Star?
No.
She's gone.
No.
It's just the 5 of them lighting the bonfire.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know.
That's unfortunate that I didn't even notice she wasn't there.
And then Eva gives Joe beads.
Yes.
This is really the thing.
Then Thomas and Shaheen are like, did you see that?
Unprompted,
no.
Out of nowhere, you're giving a public gift. And it is very sweet.
Of course.
But everyone's watching.
I guess it should have been in private. I wouldn't think that is a big deal to give publicly.
Well, you can't do that around Villain Thomas.
No, not Villain Thomas.
Quickly stealing my Survivor edit.
Y'all, remember when I was like, David, Thomas is you?
And I was like, dare you?
You were like, really?
Oh, I'm like looking in the mirror now.
100%.
When I watch Survivor.
When we're like, haha, David would be a villain. This is what
this is exactly
mean.
how.
100%.
I would
Thomas
be like,
and David are the same people.
That girl just gave somebody beads. Nope. Time for her to go. I got no warm fuzzies for anybody. I'm like, she's out. So we go back to Vula. Vula Green.
Vula Green.
Mm-hmm. Mary's looking for the idol. And she's going on and on about how much she hates looking for stuff. And I cannot relate more. I lost a ring. Do you remember this?
Yes.
You guys have probably noticed this ring I wear sometimes. I bought it in Italy with a friend of mine. Just a ring, no engagement.
Yeah, right.
Wear it a lot. Like a year and a half ago, maybe. I wore it here.
Yes.
On a stream. So it was on camera that I had the ring. The next day, I worked from home. The next day, I realized that I did not have it because I went to put it on in the morning and I didn't have it. I'm calling Sarah. Did you find the ring here?
Oh my God,
I'm calling my friend Jeannie. Did I leave it on the island of your counter when I went over for dinner? I'm searching my car every 2 months. Like, maybe I just missed it.
Yeah.
I gave up eventually because I hate looking for things. And I thought, it's gone forever. Mm-hmm. Then I think a year after I was looking for it, I knocked over this like container of something and I get down on my hands and knees to pick the things up. And I look, and I have a long dresser in my room and I look underneath it, and halfway in the middle of the dresser, all the way against the wall, against the baseboard, covered in dust, is my ring.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it was one of the best moments I have, because as much as I hate losing things, I love finding.
Sure.
But when Mary was like, oh, if I lose my wallet, I'm just going to be like, I'll find it eventually. And I'll Venmo my friends. That is so me. If I lose something valuable, I'm like, no, maybe I'll find it. Whatever.
I'm like, oh my God. Where is that? Oh my God. I don't lose things usually. So if I do, You're panicking? Like absolute panic. Especially if it's a wallet. I'm never not thinking about my lost wallet again. I do not relate to what she said, but that's hilarious.
I couldn't relate. Because I'm just like...
She's like, oh, I'm looking for an idol. Fine.
Yeah.
I guess I have to.
Yeah. She's begrudgingly looking for an idol because it's the only thing that's going to save her. Say is looking as well.
Of course.
And they are playing with each other.
Yeah. Say's like, oh, well, are we looking, Mary? What's over there?
She's like, I think we should stick together, Mary.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Mary's like, looks like you're running out of water.
You need some water?
And Say's like, no, I'm good. I can go without water for a long time. But I thought
you drink a lot of water.
Well, that's why I can go without. Because I drink a lot. Like they're just messing with each other.
Totally.
And then Mary takes off running.
And we hear Say's like, and she's
running. and by the way, Mary runs while Say is being classic Say. And she's like, Cedric, you need to babysit.
I need your help. We gotta
get up and help me watch this woman. And then Mary takes off and she's like, she's running. It's the comedy.
It really was. It was so funny to watch, especially because they start to splice into like, gotta give that girl some respect.
Yes.
Man, she's playing it. Yeah.
They don't. It's not pure hatred between the two of them. Like they're kind of having fun with each other. We go back to Siva Orange. And yes, I'm going to get there. Siva Orange. And this is one of those like, for this episode, useless strategy segments, but they're just needing to let us get to know these tribes.
Sure.
So we're going to learn how close Mitch and Charity are.
Yes.
And how Charity and Mitch want to keep Kyle and David as their shields. We know that Kyle and David are in with Chrissy and Camilla.
Yes.
And that's the 4. But Charity and Mitch have other plans. So Mitch goes out in the boat with Kyle.
And I don't hate this idea.
I don't either.
Absolutely. If you guys could keep Kyle and David as your shields, fantastic.
Yes.
But yes, so Mitch is going to go out with Kyle to have some little chitty chatty bonding moments. And Kyle seems receptive because he's like, Mitch hasn't really talked to me much, so I'm open to this.
Yes. So that's a little Siva strategy. On Logy Purple, Eva's going to attempt to reach out to Star because she's never talked game with Star, and Eva wants to have relationships with everybody. Unfortunately, I think this is like a day too late for her to have started this conversation because she throws Thomas and Bianca under the bus, and she's like, we don't really need 2 puzzlers on the team. And Star's like, well, the 2 puzzlers are the only people I trust on this tribe, so I'm gonna go tell them.
Yeah, Eva's testing Star with like, I saw you looking. Did you
Star's like, nope.
Dang it.
I got nothing.
Not
Eva
yet.
knows she has something.
Yes. So Eva knows Star doesn't trust her.
Yeah.
And so Eva's like, okay, let me try to
win her
garner.
over.
Yeah. So, hey, what if we kept you strong person?
Yeah.
And got rid of like one of the puzzlers. But Star does the right thing. Like if you haven't connected with somebody, go throw that person under the bus.
Yeah. Well, then Star tells Bianca and Thomas, and they sort of like are on the side having this conversation about the tribe dynamics. And I love it when half of the tribe says, we are on the bottom. Us 3 are on the bottom, and those 3 are on the top.
That's not a top.
That's an even tribe, actually. Yeah. So you could be on the top and put them on the bottom.
Y'all could be just the same.
You could just be right here.
Everyone on the top.
Their impression is that they are the underdogs and they're on the bottom. And for some reason, they think those 3 are running these 3. It's like it's actually an even playing field, and you equally could like pull one the other direction.
But so that does bring us with Thomas, Bianca, and Star saying, if we 3 agree to be a 3, if we do this, take out one of them. Of course, they're saying Eva right now. Take out Eva, then we are the majority. Yeah. Now we are tops.
Right. And Thomas is kind of expressing a little bit of like, Star is a wild card. So like, it's a little bit of a risky alliance, but that's where we are strategy-wise on Logy.
Thank goodness they're not going to lose, because I don't need this right now.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Yes. So we go to immunity plus the tarp hammock reward, and then just a smaller tarp.
Some comfort.
So this is
the blindfold. We love. Thank you for bringing this back. But it's going to end with a slide puzzle.
Yes.
That also has to be called.
Which is tough. I cannot believe that Say was not the caller.
I can't believe it either.
I cannot believe it. And I want to let all of you all know out there, maybe you do, I don't know if this is common knowledge, but like scientifically, higher pitches are easier to hear. So I was actually shocked that they put Shaheen and Cedric as callers on this, and Camilla was the only, like, you should absolutely have a woman as the caller, because it's the higher pitched voices that cut through and you can hear more easily.
David, you teach us this Every time we have this challenge.
I'm like a broken record.
You are, but yet I forget every single time. So as I was watching the episode, I was like, what is it David says? Is it men or women?
Say is literally born to be the caller. Born.
And I don't know why Say was down there. I do think that
she also loves to yell at people.
Camilla sounded like the best caller, right? We heard her for sure.
But Cedric and Shaheen are down here, and Camilla's up here. It's like it just.
I think they think that like loud booming voices are easier to hear, but and I forget every time. So now, but yeah. Also, what was surprising is that Say doesn't know her left.
She could not figure out left. And they tried multiple things. 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
She couldn't figure out 9 o'clock either. She's
Your
like,
left.
I'm at 9 o'clock.
And
they literally are cutting it together.
Is like behind her, like this way.
This is left.
And she was like, no, I already went that way.
Because they're cutting it like, Say to the left. And she's like, to the left?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how that's reading on camera, but I'm going to my right.
Yes.
They're cutting it to make
right.
her look very bad.
And not bad. My husband doesn't know his left from the right. We will drive in a car and I will be like, Douglas, to the left. And that's where you are. I have to say, to the right, my side.
My mom is that way too.
He's a grown-ass man.
She says she's like left-right challenge.
Yes.
Maybe Say is. I think that's like a made-up
baby
boomer thing.
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing. But there are people at all ages who just never got it.
Well, Say didn't get it. Joe is gonna rip his way through the first part of this course.
Oh, he memorized from the get-go.
He's like, let me just.
He's like, okay, left, right, left. Okay.
Runs straight to the water bucket and pulls that
Phil's
rope.
Like, Phil, what show am I on? Who's Phil?
Jeff Kogan says, never seen anything like it.
Yeah, he's like, the first time ever.
Yes.
But Joe only memorized so far, so then he's gonna run into some things.
David takes a good smack to the head as he's like going under with the like, what's that? Sawdust kind of a thing.
Yes.
Then he gets checked in the balls multiple times.
Again, David points out perfect
height.
This was built. They didn't just find lumber.
Nope.
A professional build.
They said we needed to be this height.
Yeah.
And they were like, why that height? And don't ask questions. So just build it.
Jeff can say,
yeah.
Oh, he'll be feeling that one for a long time. He won't forget that one. Things like that.
We get Joe and David at the unspooling of the big like thread kind of thing that has the last key. So those two tribes, no surprise, Siva orange and Logy purple.
Who cares?
I'm just trying to help.
Let it go.
For the color people.
Yeah.
They're unspooling at the same time. So those two tribes again are in the lead and Vula is behind.
So behind.
Joe hits his head at some point on the way back, but it's really those two teams on the slide puzzle first. And then Vula is behind.
Yeah. So Siva has their bags first. They run up to the puzzle, but Logy's like right behind them.
Yeah.
And they're going to be on that puzzle, but Logy is going to win right away before Vula can even get there.
The way, and I give credit to Shaheen. Thomas was the one doing the puzzle.
Yeah.
So he's obviously listening to what Shaheen is telling him to do very well. But Shaheen solved that puzzle and they whipped through that slide puzzle. And
that's Logy?
Yeah, Logy purple was Shaheen and Thomas.
Aren't they on Siva?
No. Siva green was Camilla and Mitch.
Siva's orange.
Siva orange. Sorry.
Okay.
Siva orange was Camilla and Mitch.
Okay.
So Logy wins very easily. Credit to Shaheen.
Yeah, fantastic.
Siva is there. Camilla's making the calling and Mitch is doing it. And there's a moment where it kind of looks like she freezes. And Mitch does one of these. Where am I? Yeah. Where do you want me to go?
But which way?
I'm blindfolded. Yeah. You have to say something. Like I can't just move these blindly. But she doesn't know what to do. So then they're, trying to make it feel like this is Vula's moment to come from behind. And it does sort of have that energy with Mary and Cedric. Yeah. But ultimately, Siva pulls it out. And
it doesn't seem like Mary and Cedric are really struggling. They are in it.
Yeah.
And the edit makes us think like this might be close.
That's right. But no.
But ultimately, Vula is going to lose.
Again, I think we all would have predicted this.
We did. And last week, we did.
Yeah.
And going into it, I was like, of course.
Specifically, we did.
But when they were on the puzzle for a moment, I thought,
oh my God, maybe.
What if?
Was not meant to be.
Our predictions were correct.
So Logy now has to pick 3 people to go on a journey.
Oh, we're going to have a journey that Jeff is going to force people to go on.
What do you mean?
I'm just going to point out that nothing was a choice as we talk through this.
Okay.
It's a forced journey.
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay. So I'm like, where are you going with this?
You'll see.
Okay. So Bianca is she's never been on a journey.
Sure,
so she wants to go on one from Logy Purple. We get Justin from Vula, and we get Camilla from Siva.
Pizza guy. They say pizza guy. Come on over.
They're like, we don't know who any of you people are, but you wear a shirt that says pizza.
Yeah.
So we're going to pick you.
Jeff does say it has to be someone who hasn't gone before. He did say that.
Okay.
Now, Bianca obviously gets to like participate in the choice. It didn't seem like she was forced to go, but Justin and Camilla did not get a choice at this point. So they're off on a journey.
Yep. But we go to Vula first.
Yes.
And Mary, like us, is not surprised that they lost.
Yes.
She's like, at this point, I don't want to scramble.
No.
I'm going to act like I found something.
She was like, I don't like looking for things.
Yeah. She's like, I've come up with a perfect reason not to look for anything. And that's because I found something, which I really didn't, but I want them to think I did.
I honestly enjoyed this.
Me too.
She's like, let's play some mind games instead of me running through the jungle.
She's like, I'm going to take a dip in the ocean.
And she does. And Mary is like, not Mary. Say is like, right?
Works like a charm.
Flawlessly.
On Say.
Yeah. She's like, what's she doing? Wait.
Why isn't she looking?
No, she actually is in the water.
Oh,
Cedric's wait. Swimming? She's like, yeah, no, like she's like way out there now.
She's like, what I need for her to scramble.
Yeah, she's like gonna swim, but then run off.
Say had a narrative in her head of how Mary should be behaving if she feels like she's in danger. So the fact that she's swimming, like she really falls for it.
She does.
Credit to Mary. She probably knows exactly how Say's brain works at this point.
Exactly.
So she's like, I know this is going to make this woman spiral. And it does.
It really does.
And Cedric's like, Say, relax. We're like 2 seconds from merge. Like, and I think he's actually being a bit generous there. I think we have a few more vote outs before we're going to get to a merge.
We're not to merge, but
because Say's like, we need to split the votes.
Yeah, but Say is like, look, she's calm. If she does have something, we have to split the votes because her one vote on me ain't the way I want this to go.
Yeah.
And Cedric's like, whoa. You can't vote for Justin. This is when we kind of get a glimpse of like,
how close is he really with Justin?
I thought you were closest with Say.
Me too, based on the last episode.
Yeah. Okay.
On the journey.
I
actually kind of liked this challenge.
This was so fun. A random dice game.
Yeah.
But again, no choice.
Okay.
You come to the journey, you are rolling a dice.
But you have to. You can't step away.
You cannot step away.
Even though some people, after the fact, make it seem like, oh, I didn't risk it.
Right.
But they have to play.
They do not get a choice.
Okay.
They have to roll that dice. No skill involved whatsoever.
It's all luck.
If you lose your vote, you lost your vote.
You lost your vote. But you could get an extra vote. Flames or skulls. Roll until you have a result. So Bianca's first. She's got 3 skulls right off the bat. She's like, oh my God, here we go. Then she gets 3 flames. Oh my God, it's even. And then you really got in Jeff's head with the astrology of it all. Because here's Bianca, Leo season, give me a fire. And she gets a skull.
I love it. Do you guys play Yahtzee? This is Yahtzee.
Yeah.
And this was really fun.
Yeah.
Again, not sure that these shows need to force people into a completely risk, random, no skill whatsoever, no choice.
Okay.
Not sure there's a place for this, but I really did enjoy the dice rolling.
Yep. Camilla actually wins an extra vote.
Yes.
Once hers is all said and done. And then Justin loses his vote.
Yes.
So Justin's is really the one that matters right now.
Right.
Because he's going to tribal. And this is not good for him. And he's like, I got to figure out a way to do something here.
Right. So if Justin, who is down to 4 people, goes on a journey. By the way, didn't get to choose, was forced to go on this journey.
Okay.
And he sees a game in front of him. He very may likely say, like, can't risk it at this point.
Which we've seen before.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I know I'm going to tribal and we only have 4 people. Like, this is just not the time to lose your vote.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
He doesn't get that choice.
That is how this played out.
Yeah. His game is a little bit out of his hands. I see what you're saying now. So back at Siva, Camilla's like, I don't want to tell them, but my tribe is so damn honest with each other. Like, I have to tell them that I have an extra vote. And she's like, so we'll use this against Logy later on. Like, they're still acting like they're never going to go to tribal before.
They really are. They're like, what did you win us? And I like that she at least explained to us, like, and I came out here with no intention to be honest with anybody.
Yeah.
Thank you for
that.
But
she's like, but I landed with this, like,
this kumbaya
of honest yoo-hoos.
Yeah.
And, like, here we go.
They're so happy that I have to, like, sit here and be like, yeah, look what we won together. So, all right. That's fair.
And Logy, Bianca tells a lie and she's like, I didn't want to risk it. I didn't even play.
No, she tells a whole different story. She's like, remember that one with like ropes? I don't even know what she was describing. I was like, no, I don't remember. What are you talking about? She's like, the things and the hangs and the whatever. I was like, if you just saw it, I feel like you'd have described it a lot better.
Yeah.
But Thomas bought it because
everybody bought it.
She's then going to scoop up and be like, I guess I have to be honest with Thomas.
Yeah. Sarah feels like she has to tell me.
Yeah.
What's going on.
They don't tell me.
This is so me. When she tells Thomas, she's like, okay, here's the truth. I lost my vote. And he's like, are you kidding me? I totally bought that. And he's like,
how? She's like, with dice. With dice? What about the things? No, that was a lie. What was this conversation?
Well, Thomas is like, oh, I see a shiny new shield for myself here. Okay, thank you for that information. I actually didn't tell you the truth.
No, you don't
about my lie.
No.
We actually both lied and said that we walked, because he said that too, that he walked away from his journey challenge.
Yeah.
So she's stealing that move, and he's like, I did not come clean to you, and I'm not going to. And I feel a little bad, but I guess not bad enough, evil laugh.
And that's when I was like, if David doesn't see it.
No, this is my storyline.
You guys are watching David. That's one hundo. How that would have gone down.
It is so true. On Vula
Green.
I actually loved Justin's lie. What did you think? The question marks and the comfort food shelter and the we're not gonna find out tomorrow was a little bit of a stretch.
I was like, Justin, what are we doing?
But I was like, he thought this through.
Maybe too much.
Yeah.
Question mark? I forgot to ask him about that.
You can't tell him he lost his vote.
But tomorrow, like, what happened if he had stayed? Which in his head at this point, he didn't know.
At that point, I think he can say, yeah, I lost my vote, but I didn't want to tell you guys. Like, you got to respect the move.
But you're expecting to possibly have food or comfort the next day. That's a little too far.
I'd be like, you know what?
The next day,
I'm sorry. Thank you for saving me, and I'm sorry, and let's move forward.
No. Back that up. Because if you think Mary might be going home, that means tomorrow you're waking up with Say and Cedric.
Yeah.
And they're like, where's that comfort?
Well, no. Because I'd get back to camp that night after Mary went home, and I'd be like, here's the deal. I want you to know that there's nothing coming tomorrow, and I lied to you, and I lost my vote, and I'm sorry for lying.
Why do you want to set yourself up to say that?
I just feel like it's really risky to say you don't have your vote.
It is. No.
Especially with so few people.
The good, perfect lie is, I didn't want to play. It was just a random dice game.
Yeah.
I couldn't risk it. There's too few of us here. I didn't want to play.
Yeah.
If you're going to lie.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, when you're down to 4 people, I might have been honest about my vote.
Yeah.
But I totally get being not honest because I love that.
Well, and he also specifically said, like, Cedric says, like, did you have to risk your vote? And he's like, nope. Like, he specifically says, I did not have to risk my vote.
Yeah, I've got my vote, and we might have food tomorrow.
Yeah.
What?
I don't hate it. I'm just like, go all in.
Go all in. Okay.
It is 4 people on your tribe and you don't have a vote. You have to do whatever you can to make it through this. Because he probably knows a tribe swap is coming, which it is. Anyway.
Yes. Yeah.
Cedric is now really nervous because he's like, Say is going to vote Justin, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what to do about that.
Yeah, I think he comes clean to Justin.
He tells Justin.
Here's the whole story.
Here's the deal. And then Say is like, Mary, why'd you stop looking?
This is what's so beautiful about Say. She'll just be like,
to your face.
Yeah, she's not like over in the jungle still being like, why is she so calm? She's like, Mary, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you sitting here for?
And Mary's like, she's like, the only thing I have left is mind games. So you know what, Say? Yeah. Sometimes you accept it's your time to go. Yeah. You'll get it when you're my age, Say. And Say's like, I don't believe that. Like, you ran away from me earlier to look for the idol. Yeah. That doesn't feel like Mary to me. And Mary's like, I don't know what to tell you.
This was beautiful. The two of them just like messing with each other. It was like, but Say honestly confused.
Honestly.
Like looking for something from Mary to like figure it out.
And the mess that we are in
is
that Cedric's going to vote Mary because he wants to save Say and Justin. Mary's going to vote Say because she can't stand her. And Say is actually not going to vote Mary. She's going to vote Justin because she's concerned about Mary playing her shot in the dark and saving herself.
Yes, at this point. And we don't know if Mary's going to vote at all, right? Because we're like, is she going to play her shot in the dark? Right. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
And also, it's like, if Mary's playing these mind games on Say, does she think that might potentially make Say vote for Justin? In which case, Mary could risk vote for Justin.
Yeah.
And then Justin definitely goes, but then that means Mary can't play her shot in the dark. There's just a lot of confusion. And when we go to tribal, I'm like,
what is happening?
What's going to happen?
And by the way, nobody knows that Justin doesn't have a vote going.
No one knows. Right. So they're counting.
So we've got a 3-way tie and a 4th person with no vote potentially going into this tribal. Everybody sits down and Jeff is like, hey guys, what's the mood?
What's the mood over there?
Cedric's like, well, despondent.
The mood is despondent, and we need adrenaline. We need a shot.
Mary's like, you can't even really think about like a group mentality over here.
No.
We're not on the same page about anything.
No.
And she's sort of like saying that with like, I can't think about a group mentality because I'm totally out of the loop and I'm in danger. And Say's like, but I'm in danger. Like, there's just this competition between the two of them.
So much competition.
And Say's like, oh, you think you're in danger? But I felt like I've been in danger. And I'm like, Say, don't try to put yourself on Mary's level, because the distinction I would make is, yes, you're both in danger. Like, Say makes an excellent point that her name has gotten written down and she's loud and that puts her in danger. But Mary has been out of the loop entirely.
Completely.
And Say has at least been in conversations with people.
Yes.
Mary's got nothing.
They're not on the same page at all. But Say is not going to let you say that your game is like more on the outs than hers. No. She's like, I don't trust these guys. Yeah. They've lied to me. I have had my name written down every single time. You know, Say's just like very in the conversation here. And ultimately, Jeff's like, I love these two.
Yeah.
They will fight and I will love it.
Jeff's like, you two hate each other so much, and that is great for this show.
Yeah.
And Mary's like, we actually don't hate each other. And Jeff is like, a bon?
He's like, say more. And she's like,
that shouldn't be. I know there's a spider right there.
Oh my God, he's the tiniest.
A little baby spider. Yeah.
He's on my finger now.
Oh, now he's back in the air.
Sorry, guys. I'm just going to get him down.
Be careful.
Yeah. There
you go. Mary's like, it should not be surprising that we don't hate each other. We respect each other deeply. And it was great to like, they look at each other, and I don't know if you caught it, but Say says, do you want me to talk?
Yeah.
And Mary's like, yes, please.
Yeah.
Like, they have the same narrative at this point of like, we deeply respect one another. We push each other to be our best, but we will never trust each other.
Yeah. I mean, again, this is so fun. This is so fun to watch. And it's really extra fun because they're not being mean to each other.
Yeah.
They don't hate each other. They truly get it.
They are just trying to outplay each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun.
How beautiful is that? I
and
love that.
To really, I mean, there is a clear compartmentalization of game and like personal life in this. It's like, it's not about me hating Mary as a person.
No.
It's about me just trying to beat her as a player.
Yeah.
And we're trying to outdo each other.
Trying to get your moves.
And I respect her more
Yeah.
because she is pushing back on me.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's so fun. And then I look at the time and I'm like, we have 15 minutes.
Literally.
I wrote in all caps, we have 15 minutes.
And Jeff is like, okay, so y'all have an absolute disaster of a relationship that you love. But what does that do to the tribe dynamic? And Cedric is like, say it twice. Yeah. This is a disaster.
We're going to go vote.
We're going to go vote.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Jeff was like, I'm going to interrupt tribal.
I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
Which good idea because this turns out to be a historically long tribal.
Yeah.
They were there for like 4 hours or something.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to go vote. And as we thought, possibly Mary is going to play her shot in the dark.
Successfully. The second time ever. I think it was Caleb.
Yes, Caleb was
played the first successful shot in the dark.
And that was how many seasons ago? That was several.
Yes.
When we come back with the vote and she walks up there with her scroll, I was like, oh my God, we have the time.
We have the time
for her to be safe.
I'm seated.
Yes.
For this.
Yes. And she was.
She's safe. She is up out of her seat. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And then she's like, oh, sorry, Jeff, please.
Please go ahead. Because the only 2 votes that are red are Mary. So we are going to do this again.
So to recap.
Yes.
Say did not follow through on her plan to vote for Justin.
No.
And they agreed, we're just going to do this.
Yep.
And we're going to see. And Say was very much like, I told you so. I told you so when Mary plays her thing. So Say's like, I knew I should have voted for Justin. Although even if she had voted for Justin, it would have been a tied vote because they read the 2 votes and Jeff's like, that's all the votes. Furrowed brow, furrowed brow. Wait, what? There's only 2?
Okay, but hold up. Because that's what I thought too, but no. Because if it had been Mary and Justin, Justin would have left at this time because Mary is safe. That is not a tie. Justin is not safe.
Oh, yeah.
He would have gone at this point. And I think, because I thought the same thing, Say made a face of like only 2 votes. But
Cedric did too.
They must have been like, well, I guess 2 is enough. So we've moved on because they are thoroughly surprised.
But no.
Later.
Because they would have had to read another vote to show that it was a 3-way tie. Or no, because it was 2 for Mary.
Yeah.
So the 3rd vote maybe didn't matter.
Right.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's what they thought because
but that doesn't make sense either. Because if the 2 for Mary, she was safe, that 3rd vote would have been the only vote, and that person would have gone home. So are they assuming that the 3rd vote was for Mary?
Yes, they are assuming there were 3 votes for Mary because assuming Justin voted.
Yeah.
They all voted for Mary and he only read 2. That is my assumption because
but there was
when we revote. Yes, I thought so too. I was like, they saw it. There were only 2 votes.
Yeah.
But we go to revote and we have a 1 Justin, 1 Say.
Yeah. Because it's not they're confused, but they're not certain that there's no 3rd vote. Clearly. Because Say obviously votes for Justin. And Cedric obviously votes for Say, thinking that Justin will also vote for Say.
Right.
Mess.
Now Jeff has to say, look, we're going to revote because it's a tie. There's only 2. And I have to tell you, Justin doesn't have a vote. Then they are thoroughly shocked.
He's basically like, doesn't he say something like normally?
Yes.
The people who are tied can't vote.
Won't vote. Yeah.
But Justin already can't.
Yes.
I don't want to tell you that, but I have to. So Say, actually, you are going to vote.
Right. Which he has explained to this before. We have seen this before, but I still don't get it fully.
I don't know why they didn't just.
And I don't like it. The person shouldn't vote.
Yeah.
But
I don't know why they didn't just let Cedric decide in this moment. But I guess they felt like they had to give Say the dignity of having all of the information. So, but it wouldn't have helped because Cedric's voting for her.
No, but
that's not going to change her vote.
I'm sorry. Cedric is one thing. Anyone else would have heard the information that Justin isn't voting.
Yeah.
And would have switched their vote.
Yeah.
To vote out Justin. Because obviously Say can't switch her vote. She has to vote out Justin. So the fact that Cedric walked back up there and voted for Say again
makes no sense.
Does not mathematically make sense.
I need to know what the rationale. I wrote what with 10 exclamation points after the vote was split again.
Unless
you know that Say's not going to vote for herself.
Right.
So what are you doing? Look, splitting the vote again.
If you are smart enough, to know that if you tie it again, you will be the sole vote, which he should have been able to figure out. But now, after all of this, I question. If you really knew it will come down to me if we tie it again, and I'm definitely going to take out Say, then I'd buy that you figured all this out, right? But he didn't figure it all out. No, he went up there and made just an idiot mistake, right?
Because we come back from this thing, and I don't know if they said something that changed it all. And like, maybe you're right. Maybe he was saying like, I gotta force the hand.
Yeah.
Until it's me.
Until it's just me.
And I will keep my vote the same and I will vote Say out. Because ultimately what I was taking from this is that Justin's the real number one.
Yes.
Say was his backup.
Yes. Say was his shield, I think.
I don't blame you.
Right.
So I thought it was going to be a clear, okay, Cedric gets to decide.
Yeah.
You just voted for Say twice in a row.
Yeah.
What do you say? Literally. No. Because Say says, and she does bring up a fair point.
Sure.
She's like, Cedric, look at me in the eye. I have been nothing but honest. I know I'm annoying, but I have been nothing but honest. I know I'm loud, but I have been nothing but, and I know I can be difficult, but I haven't been nothing but honest with you this entire time. Did you know that Justin didn't have a vote?
Right.
And he's like,
no, I did not.
Did not.
No.
And she's like, that should speak for itself. Did that change his mind?
Okay, I don't know. And Justin I spoke to Justin this morning. Please watch that interview. He gave a lot of information, but ultimately he did not explain how Cedric's mind got changed, although he does say he fights way more than we see.
Oh, I was going to say Justin put up no fight in the edit.
What we see is Say go on full attack, which of course she would. We know Say.
Yeah.
She's like, this is what I've done. Are you kidding me with this? What are you talking about? And then Justin's like, hey, you want a pizza later? Come to Logy's.
He literally says, do what's best for you, Cedric.
What? No, apparently Justin really did fight for it. I do not understand how Cedric walked up there twice to vote Say out and then sat there and couldn't vote Say out. I don't know what happened.
We see this moment where he's like, he turns to Say and Mary, and he's like, if we're going to do this, I need you two to work it out. And I'm like, you know what would be great? If they didn't have to work it out and you just sent Say home. And then you and Mary and Justin could maybe start fresh. Because I think you'd like Mary, actually, you and Justin. I think the three of you could maybe do something. Say is going to blow up anything you try to do. So I was absolutely shocked. I was like, I wish they had showed more of Justin fighting, because I'm like, if I were Justin and my back was up against the wall and it was like, if I don't tear Say to shreds right now, I'm going home.
Yeah.
I would be all over her.
Yeah.
To Cedric being like, are you kidding me with that?
Right.
You want to keep this loudmouth in the game who is a wild card and will pop off at any moment and you can't control her? Please. The choice is obvious. Like, you have to keep me.
But that's villain David.
But he literally went home because he wasn't willing to say that.
Well, we didn't get to see what Justin said. So I don't know. But if it was that calm, like Justin's a pretty calm, chill guy. I have to imagine he was like, sorry, dude, I didn't tell you, but like, I still want to work with you.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it was at that level. And Say was like, Right?
Yeah.
There was a moment earlier in this episode where Justin said, Cedric's not the most strategic guy.
He did say that.
And I was like, really? I think he seems very smart. No. Then we got to this tribal and I was like, oh, I see it. I don't think Cedric actually sort of calculates 3 steps ahead. And I think he maybe just
because Cedric thought we were at merge.
Made thoughts in the moment.
And we're not at merge. We're at a tribe swap, which is the preview for next week.
But yes, because we know, and he should know we're at a tribe swap.
Yes.
Making 2 people agree to work together makes no sense.
Because you're going to be split up.
What are the odds that you're all 3 together?
Yeah.
Pretty low. And I have to imagine, I could be wrong, but no matter how they're split up, when they circle back together, they have no allegiance to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though Say was like, you have been my number one, I've told you everything. After what Cedric just did to her,
can't trust him now.
She'll go make a new friend. And when she comes back, Cedric, you mean nothing to her.
She might even partner up with Mary at this point and be like, F that guy.
Whereas if you actually kept your number one, if you're telling me Justin was your number one and you kept him, he will actually be loyal to you whenever you guys come back together.
Because, by the way, it's not just this vote; it's last vote too, where they flushed Say's idol and didn't tell her. She's been given the runaround 2 tribals in a row.
Yeah,
by Cedric.
She owes
by
you
Justin.
nothing.
So I don't know about that alliance.
No, I feel like this was a pretty poor choice on Cedric's part.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a poor choice on Justin's part to get rid of Kevin last week, because I thought he was on the bottom of Cedric and Say. Turns out I was wrong, but it still
turns out you were right.
But it still turned out I was right.
Yeah.
So
turns out when you're on the top, you're on the bottom.
Yay.
This was so confusing. It is a disaster. Nothing could be going worse for Vula tribe, because now, granted, we're at a tribe swap, but imagine the 3 of them trying to win an immunity challenge. Laughable. Like, no way.
Imagine them trying to win a challenge, the 4 of them or the 5 of them. This tribe was such a disaster that Jeff even said they were one of the most disastrous, or what did he say? He said they are like really dysfunctional, something like that.
I concur. And
this tribal is part of that.
I'm sure when we get to the tribe swap, I mean, we see Mary like celebrating. She's like, thank God. I actually, like I said, I'm obsessed with Mary, and I think that she has the potential to actually do something now with the game.
Yes.
She's thrilled to be switching tribes. If she gets on a tribe with Say, I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
But you know what? If they all do end up together, I bet you they're the tightest, like fake.
What they should do is be like, let's keep this up.
Yes.
But they're
gonna really be ride or dies. I feel like that's where we're headed.
I hope so. I don't know if they can really do that and really trust each other based on what they've been through, but that would be the ultimate thing.
Hilarious.
So Mary's thrilled. I'm sure everybody on Sivo and Logy are like, we don't want this.
No.
We wanted to just wipe Vula out and go to the merge and see it through the 12 of us.
Nope. You guys are getting split up. We're done with your kumbaya bullshit.
But it's going to be interesting to see how information is going to spread, right?
Yeah.
Like,
there's a lot of lies out there.
Is Siva going to keep their collective secrets about the block a vote and the extra vote? Is Thomas going to expose Bianca? Like, what is going to happen with all of this information that's floating around?
I hope it's a pretty decent split. I hope it's not like they're all on one tribe except a few other over here.
You know what I could see?
What?
Thomas and Mary.
Oh,
I think the 2 of them.
Wouldn't that be beautiful?
I think they would get along like gangbusters. I hope they end up on a tribe
I just
together.
want someone to like Mary. I want someone to like Star.
Me too.
I think I need Eva and Joe to stay together.
Ooh.
Can that happen, please?
I don't know.
Eva and Joe.
Joe's probably going to
Star, someone to love Mary. That's all I need.
If Joe gets on a tribe other than Eva, he's going to mutiny and just like jump over to the other tribe.
Oh my God. Imagine if Eva is voted out and Joe's like over here on a different tribe. He will
you see they zoom in on her hand. Yes. She's like squeezing her hands, which you know is her stress signal.
Oh,
Joe's probably going to be like, I have to save her.
Like, no, I got to hold her hands.
Yeah.
I gotta go over here. Oh no, and now I'm stressed about that. But
Yeah.
no, I'm excited for a swap. We needed to. This Vula tribe is ridiculous.
An absolute mess. R.I.P.
R.I.P. But how fun that we've got Mary, Say, and Cedric.
Do you think they're going to go to 2 tribes or 3?
Good
because
question.
there's 15 people still, so it's probably 3. So then one tribe of 5 is going to have to go back to that deplorable Vula camp. They're not going to be happy.
No. They're going to be like, this is how they've been living. This. Joe will be like, let's get a bonfire going. Let's go.
Jeff's going to be like, as a reminder, I do still have the Vula plant. Still holding on to that one.
Oh my God. All right. Historic tribal, but what the heck?
Yeah.
These people are wild.
So crazy.
Again, please watch the Justin video because I really did appreciate all of the information he gave me. It helped me to understand that tribe a little bit better. But still don't understand what the heck Cedric was thinking.
How long we went today. We really took some detours with my search for my ring and the scripted comparisons.
We've got other TV to talk about. We have to point out how David is Thomas. We had a lot to fill in.
A lot to cover. Thank you for sticking with us.
Yes, you guys in the chat are the best. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, and if you're joining us later, leave us a comment and tell us all of your thoughts about this tribal council, the upcoming tribe swap, and Justin's elimination. Let us know what you think. We love to see your thoughts on all of these things.
Yes, and we are at our normal time. This is where we will be for Survivor.
Yes.
Monday night will be Amazing Race recap, but I already do have the exit interview for both shows up. So thank you again. We'll see you guys next time. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. We'll see you.
See you next time.